What it do, YouTube? It's SS, and I'm back with another video. On this one right here, this one right here. Well, let me tell you, we're triple weight to water. So yeah, Dolphin with double backline as the two fire types. Cancel Nine Tails and a purified Charmeleon. So had a little bit fun. The last game on the last set, I had some lag, so it was pretty bad. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and just jump into these battles. Once again, these battles are done on my Twitch. If you do want to go watch them live, as they do happen in real time, link in the description. Uh, let me know that you came from YouTube. But as you guys are gonna see, that our nine tails went down, and at this point, I'm trying to get this move, and it won't let me throw the move, so I have to shield. And because I know he's just gonna keep debuffing me, and I need him to let this go, but he doesn't let it go. I swap out, and at this point, I just realized it's pretty much over. So I just go ahead and just top left. And now we're gonna jump into the next battle. We're gonna see Machamp into our Donphan. And they're gonna get to the move. I don't want to CMP him because they're most likely gonna win the CMP. So I'm just gonna go over farm. And I get to the back to back, I just go ahead throw. Not even gonna throw. I'm just gonna go ahead shield and farm down here. We're gonna double shield and farm down completely, and we get to the move. And at this point, we get to the earthquake. I'm just gonna throw the earthquake to whatever comes out here, and it looks like it's a shiny look, sorry, and we're just gonna go ahead and knock it out. And they switch out into a charmer, so I'm just gonna come into my nine tails here real quick, and we're gonna get the first shield. They're gonna throw their move. I don't have any shield, so I can't shield, and we're gonna let this go through. And so now it's all up to Charmeleon here. We need to get the farm down, and we get the farm down with Charmeleon closing out here. um Charmeleon was actually pretty fun. You guys are gonna see a lot of battles with Charmeleon closing out. Now we're gonna see Survivor into our Donphan, and that's bad for them. So they're gonna switch out. They're gonna come into Dusclops, and I'm assuming this is either Shadow Punch or Ice Punch. And I'm gonna throw right before they get to the next Ice Punch. And I'm gonna switch out because they let it go. I know they're just gonna throw right away because they want to force my shield. And I'm gonna go ahead and catch on my first fire type here. And they're gonna get to another Ice Punch, I do believe. And I'm just go ahead and let this go through. It is the Ice Punch, and we're gonna be able to farm down completely. They come into the Survivor. I'm at the overheat. I'm baiting the overheat, but we do end up getting the shield, which is good for me. And one more fire spin. It is not Legacy Ember. I am running fire spin on here. Um I think you prefer Ember, but there was times where Fire Spin did come in handy for me. I know it's a Poison Fang, so I'm just gonna let it go through. And now I'm gonna come to my own Charmeleon here, and I'm gonna try to farm down completely. We get to the farm down, and that was a nice juicy farm down. And at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and start shielding here. We're at the return. They know the counts. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and bait here and see if they let it go. They do let it go, and I'm like, no, I should have just went for the return. And now I'm gonna go ahead and try to catch on Dolphin just so I can close out with Charmeleon here. We gotta save. We saved the shield, and we can safely go for the fire punch here. They're in the shield, and I'm just gonna do one ember, and throw the fire punch here. It should be enough. Probably just could throw back to back, but I wanted to make sure that it was enough. And now we're gonna hop into the next battle. Now we're gonna see Cofragrigus, however you guys pronounce it. We're gonna see it into our Donphan, and I don't want to shield this just in case it is a bait, but it's not a bait. It is actually the Shadow Ball, so I'm gonna go ahead straight for the Earthquake here. We did live just enough to get it off, and since I got the shield, I'm gonna come into my Fire Spin Ninetales because I can just go ahead and I can shield this, and I can get to the overheat here and throw it right off the bat. See what they want to do. Do they want to double shield? They don't want to double shield, so I'm gonna go ahead and switch out here. They come into a Machamp. This is looking pretty bad for us, but I need to let this go. It is the cross chop. I get to the move here. And at this point, I'm hoping that Ninetales in the back can close out. We do get the shield. So now I'm going to come into my Ninetales. They switch out into a Muck. And this is looking really bad because I can't let this Muck throw a move at me. So I need to throw the move right away. And at this point, I do believe they're at 2 cross chops. So there is no point in me shielding this because there is the second one, and I'm not gonna be able to make it to the next move. GG's. Maybe if I would, I don't know. Not too sure how I could have won that, but either way, I think we made it close. Now we're gonna see Dolphin into cancel Ninetales, Shadow cancel Ninetales. And it takes me a while to realize that they swapped out because I think I was talking to the viewers up in Twitch. But either way, I'm gonna come into my Charmeleon here. We're gonna farm down completely after shielding, and they're gonna come into what is a muck, I do believe, and they're gonna shield the first move. I'm gonna try to farm up a little bit extra energy, try to get to the return, but I don't get to the return, so I'm gonna throw the fire punch here. They're gonna let it go through. I come into my Ninetales here at this point. This is fine. They're gonna thunder punch me, right? Nope, they dark pulse me. That's fine, and I'm gonna stay in here. I'm hoping this is just the weather ball. It is the weather ball, so I'm gonna be able to get this overheat off. We're gonna see what they want to do here. They do shield. Excuse me. And I'm able to get to this earthquake now. We're gonna throw the earthquake, and there's gonna be enough to KO. And now at this point, I just need to shield this completely. I could either go for the farm down, but I'm at the move, so I'm just gonna go ahead under tap, and we're gonna be able to get that move off the body slam, and we're gonna be able to take that game. All right. Let's see how many games is that. Oh, that is the first set. We go 3-2. So I did go 10-5 with this team. Pretty OP, not really. I am in low elo, but I did seem to make it work, so that is the good thing, right? And now we're gonna see another Cofrigus, or however you guys say it. But either way, we're gonna play it. I believe I'm just gonna play it the same way. We're gonna let it go through. We know we get to the earthquake here, and we're gonna throw the earthquake. Do they want to shield? They don't want to shield, and we're gonna be able to come into our cancel Ninetales farm down completely, and they're gonna come out into Machamp, and I'm hoping that they shield this, but they do shield, and I'm gonna be able to get to another fire weather ball here. I do shield. I swap out instantly because I don't want them to get any more farm, and they swap out into a Vigoroth, and this is looking really bad because I need to shield this, but they have a move on their Ninetales. I try to over farm a little bit right before they get to the next move, and that is, we're gonna be able to try to farm down completely, but we don't farm down completely. They're gonna be able to get to a move here. I need this to not be a rock slide, but it is the rock slide, and we're gonna be able to end up losing that game. GG's. So now we're gonna hop into the next battle. Oh, look, a water type. What do we do here? I thought about top lefting right off the bat, but I was like, well, I need Donphan to at least take one move. So it does take the move. I'm going to be able to farm up a little bit extra. And I'm like, okay, they surely shield an earthquake here, right? And so we go for the body slam. They don't shield. And I'm like, okay, well, now I'm going to throw the next body slam. They shield here, right? They don't shield. Okay, so now they got our shields. They come into a Meganium. I'm slow to the swap. They come into a Vigoroth now. I need to throw this fire punch. I'm throwing the fire punch. I'm charging it up to an excellent. Do they want to shield? They do want to shield, and we're going to be able to farm up a little bit more. Now we're going to let this go through because they're not going to throw the bulldoze, and they go for the body slam, like I said. But we're not able to get to another move, and that's pretty bad for us. But we do get to a move here on our Dolphin, and we're going to throw the body slam. They let it go through. And I don't expect them to throw the bulldoze here. This is just going to be another body slam, so I'm going to let it go through because we are able to let it go through. And this is the game that where it just stopped. My screen mirroring crashed because they needed to update. And I think I also ended up getting raided here by Queen Aurora. So thank you for the raid. Appreciate it. But we do end up winning that game. So now we're gonna hop into the next battle here. We're gonna see a fire spin Ninetales. So I do want to try and time my moves correctly, and we do time the moves correctly. I'm gonna not throw in CMP. I'm expecting this to be the overheat because they let it go through. They do Ashley Shield here, and I'm going to be able to farm up a little bit extra. I don't want to CMP them. I expect this to be a weather ball, so I'm going to let this go through. They already overheated, so it's not going to do as much damage as well. And they're going to come into, I think it is the Vigoroth, and we're gonna be able to get one body slam off, but we don't get another one off. So at this point, I'm gonna come into my cancel Ninetales because I can over farm here. This is CMP. I'm expecting this not to be the bulldoze, but it is the bulldoze. But we do live it, and we're gonna be able to get this weather ball off. They do end up shielding, so I'm just gonna swap instantly. They come into a Cofagrigus again, and I'm just gonna start spamming out these fire punches at the Cofagrigus. And we're gonna be able to shield this. They do dark post, but I do get to the move before they do, and we're gonna be able to take this out. And now we need to try to farm down this Vigoroth here. They get to a move. I'm like, okay, this is pretty bad. But they undercharge it, and one more Ember is gonna be enough to take out the Vigoroth, and we're gonna be able to take that game. Yeah, that was a mistake by my opponent's part, but either way, we're gonna be taking that game. And since I have two fire answers, I'm just gonna swap out. They come into a hypno, try to throw in good timing. I get to the overheat, and we're gonna see what they want to do. Do they want to shield? They don't want to shield, and I'm like, okay, well, that's pretty bad. See what they want to throw here. They throw a thunder punch. That's fine. I'm gonna build up to the overheat again and bait it. They don't shield again. I'm like, okay. So I get to the weather ball here. I'm gonna throw the weather ball and see if they want to shield. This time they do want to shield, and I'm going to try to get to another move, but I don't get to another move. That's pretty bad for me. So now I'm going to come into my Dolphin here. I'm hoping this is not the Shadow Ball. It is the Shadow Ball. But we're going to be able to get this counter farm down here. They're going to come into they're going to come back into the Grand Bull. I'm going to throw the body slam, and I'm going to switch out instantly, see what they have in the back. They're staying in. They're going to let me farm them down completely. They have a Friendlix in the back, and I build up to the return. I'm expecting them to shield at this point here, and they do shield, and I'm going to farm up a little bit extra. They're at this point, they're pretty much farming me down completely, and we're going to be able to Simo KO at the same time. And since we have another Pokemon in the back, we're going to be able to take that game. So now, hopping into the next battle, we're going to see a Clefairy, and I choose to stay in a little bit, and I'm going to try to throw a move here, and then try to catch the move on my Ninetales. But yeah, so we do end up catching the move on my Ninetales. It is the Moonblast. They come into another Hypno, and I'm like, okay, at this point, they don't shield. No, there might have been a different game, and I'm like, okay, this is the second one that doesn't shield. Okay, that's nice. So now I have to shield this, and I'm hoping that I can get to the overheat here and see if they want to shield. Do they want to shield? They don't want to shield, and we're gonna be able to take the swap. And then I do get to another fire weather ball here. We're gonna throw the weather ball. Do they want to shield? They do shield, and they're gonna swap out into the Vigoroth. And since we have the better Vigoroth here, we're gonna be able to start spamming out these body slams and stuff. And they let it go through. They're gonna get to a body slam. I'm gonna let this go through as well. I'm expecting to live, and we're gonna be able to get to a body slam here. I do believe this is CMP. They just let it go though, and at this point, I can just let this go. Charmeleon can live these moves. These moves are resisted, both of them, the Meteor Mash and the Moonblast here. And I choose to let go of the Moonblast. As you see, Charmeleon did not need a shield there. And we're going to be able to take that game. That is a 4-1. And, yep, like I said, I went 10-5 with this team. But the thing is that the last game on the last set I ended up losing because of the lag. So pretty much unfair, but either way, you guys are gonna see that we ended up climbing a little bit more. Now we're gonna see Dolphin until Cofagrigus, so we're gonna play it the same way once again. And I'm hoping this is not the human catcher bug team. Been seeing it quite a bit. So we know we live the Shadow Ball if it's the Shadow Ball. We're at the Earthquake, so I just under tap it, throw it right away. They end up shielding, so I'm gonna come into my Ninetales here, and I'm gonna shield this potential Shadow Ball here. It is a dark post, and I'm gonna farm up a little bit extra, throwing good timing here, and get to the overheat. See what they want to do. They let it go through, so I'm gonna switch out into my Charmeleon. They come into Vigoroth, so at this point, I'm gonna let this go through. I'm going to farm up a little bit extra energy here. And they do a catch. A very nice, good catch. On to a Umbreon. At this point, this is looking really bad for me. I try to throw in CMP, but they don't throw. So they're gonna be able to farm me down completely, which is really bad for me. But now Ninetales is gonna come in at this point. Ninetales cannot do anything because this Umbreon has so much energy that I need this shield for the Vigoroth, but since and I need this Weather Ball to KO, but it doesn't KO. The Snarl KOs us instead, and we're gonna end up losing that game. So now this is gonna be a good lead here, and we're gonna just keep farming up. They're gonna switch out into Gramble, and I'm expecting them a Snarl Gramble. It's not Snarl, and I'm expecting them to throw the Crunch here. I'm not shielding. Uh, they do end up throwing the Crunch here, and I'm gonna get to another Fire Weather Ball here. Do they want to shield? They do want to shield, which is fine with me. So I'm gonna go ahead and let this go through. No, I do shield, and then I try to get to another one, but they get to another move here, and I'm just gonna go ahead 2 shields down because I need to align um my Dolphin up with this Regirock, and I'm gonna get to the I'll overheat here, hoping this is CMP. This is not CMP. I'm gonna try to get to another overheat, but they don't want me to, so they go ahead and throw their Stone Edge, and now I'm gonna be able to come into my Dolphin here. I'm hoping this is CMP. I throw Body Slam. I'm hoping this is CMP. It is CMP, just in case it's like a Focus Blast, an Earthquake, or something that almost KOs me. They swap out into Clefable, and this is really good for us because if they don't have Psychic, this is really good for us. But if they have Meteor Mash, they're throwing Meteor Mash, so this is really looking good for us. We're gonna be able to get to the CMP on the return, and this is gonna return that Clefable to its Pokeball, and we're just gonna Ember down this Regirock and take that game. Hopping into the next battle. Now we're gonna see Dolphin into a Superior. This is not good for us, but we're gonna be able to switch out into our Ninetales, and I'm gonna go ahead and let this go through. It's a Leaf Tornado, and they're gonna switch out into a Vigoroth. I'm expecting them to shield here, but they don't shield. And I'm going to farm up a little bit extra energy. Now I get to the overheat. I'm expecting them to shield this time. They do end up shielding. And I'm going to farm up a little bit extra energy here. Now I'm going to go ahead and shield this. No, I'm going to let this go through, hoping I can live it, but I don't live it. So now I'm going to come into my own Vigoroth here. Dolphin. And then I'm going to go ahead and let this go through, hoping it's not a Bulldoze. We're going to be able to farm down completely. I'm at a Body Slam. I'm going to switch out instantly because I know that Superior is going to come in. And guess what's in the back? A Clefable. And I need to start shielding because I assume these moves are going to be doing more damage. They do end up having Psychic, so that is the correct shield for me. And I build up to the return here, and I'm going to throw, and then I'm hoping that this is enough to KO because this is CMP. I don't want to use my shield, but it doesn't KO, so I'm going to have to go ahead and use my shield here. And now we're going to be able to get this farm down. They're going to come back into the Superior, and we're at the move here, so I need to live this and just under tap it, and we're going to go ahead and under tap in. This looks like it's CMP, I do believe. Nope, they just end up top lefting, and we're going to end up taking that game. So, yep, nice. And then now we're going to see a very good lead again. So we're going to farm up, try to throw in good timing. They throw the Weather Ball instantly, so I'm not going to shield. It does some pretty good damage. They come out into the Aromatisse, and I'm like, oh man, this is pretty bad for me. So I'm gonna bait the Weather Ball, the overheat here. Do they want to shield? Let's find out. They don't want to shield, which is fine for me. And I get to another one here. Do they want to shield? They don't want to shield, which is fine. So they're gonna come into their own cancel Ninetales, and I'm gonna over farm here. And I expect this to be a Weather Ball or a Side Shock. It is the Side Shock. So I am at the overheat. Do they want to shield the overheat? They don't want to shield, which is fine. They're gonna farm us down completely. I don't want to throw on CMP, so I do want to get the extra move through. I do get it through, and it looks like they swapped out. So I'm gonna bank a Body Slam here because I do believe I'm at 2. And then we're gonna come into Charmeleon, and we're gonna go ahead and let this go through. If it's a Psychic, that's fine. But it is the Moonblast, so now we're gonna be able to try to farm up. And I'm like, no, it's lagging. It's lagging. And yeah, so it started lagging there a little bit, and we're gonna get to this Fire Punch here. Well, the return, but we bait the return, throw the Fire Punch, and we get to the next Fire Punch here. I don't want to over farm too much because I am already pretty low. but one Ember is going to be enough to KO, and we're going to be able to take that game. So hopping into the last match, I do believe this is. I thought I cut up this a little bit better, but apparently I did not. Yeah, this is. I think this is the last match. So let's see what happens here. We're gonna see Dolphin is a Dolphin, the mirror match. And as you guys see off the bat, we are lagging super bad. It says weak connection. I'm gonna go ahead and choose to let this go through because I can not shield. I don't have to shield one. But look at all that lag. So at this point, I'm gonna start shielding here. I'm gonna try to throw my move because I'm too low already. And it's not letting me throw my move. And yeah, too much lag. Weak connection. Weak connection. So I choose to switch to top left because I'm already down shields, and I couldn't do anything there. So we're unfortunately we're gonna end up losing that game because of lag. Could have been maybe a potential 4-1, but either way, we do go positive for 10-5. If you guys like the battles, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next video.